Yo, what's up? Welcome back to episode 2 of the No Money Spent. So today we're going to go over some of the content that we have completed so far, as well as what I think is the best and most efficient way in starting Diamond Dynasty. Because I do know when you first jump into the mode, it is a bit overwhelming. There's a lot of content to do. You might not know where to start. So I think I created a good path and we'll go over that, explain everything, the reasoning behind that approach. And then we have, I guess, some tips along the way. Towards the end, we got some packs that we've got through pretty much everything we've done so far. So with that said, what we have completed so far, we kind of have our team right here, which is pretty much our day one team. I guess doesn't really look that bad. You know, we haven't done that much. But as far as what we have done, we started off with the starter program. So this is pretty simple. You know, you get some good rewards, or I wouldn't even say that good, to be honest. You get some rewards along the way. You got to do some moments. There is 6 altogether that you have to go through and complete. So we ended up doing those. They all are on rookie difficulty. They're really not that difficult. And then you have a starter showdown that you pretty much have to do. Actually, there also is some missions which, you know, if you're doing some other stuff along the way, you'll naturally get this done. But we did this while we were pretty much doing the starter conquest boards, which is something we'll talk about in a second too. But the starter showdown is really not that bad. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pretty much mini showdowns that you have to do. You know, your path to the final showdown, which is the boss, and you have to obviously get to that point to complete it. But for showdown in general, you pretty much just want to be very patient. You know, I know a lot of people, they want to jump into showdown and swing away. And if I'm showing you guys a clip, I'm pretty much doing the opposite of what I'm telling you guys to do. I was swinging away, but the general thing and the most important thing is to be patient. So some key tips with that is obviously don't swing at pitches outside of the zone. Another thing to consider is take until you have 2 strikes, because that builds up the pitch count and tires out the pitcher a little bit, which makes it so they'll end up throwing better pitches or more hittable pitches, hanging pitches, stuff like that. So you kind of want to consider that. Be patient when you're hitting. You don't got to swing away. You know, look for strikes. I think that's the most important thing. Mainly strikes in the zone too, not on the border, because those will obviously consist of weak hits. And then building up the pitch count or waiting until 2 strikes. That's the best way and the best approach for showdown and getting that done. So by completing the showdown and the moments, you get some rewards along the way. You get a 78 Jazz Chisholm card. Doesn't look anything crazy, you know, but maybe if there's a captain out there that boosts rookie series cards, he might be usable. I really don't know. You get an 84 Cy Young card, which I guess the only standout of this card is his 118 stamina, but hit per 9, K per 9, walk per 9 pretty low. You get Sammy Sosa, which is a new legend. So I would say the only appealing thing about this is that he is a new legend. And if you really want to use Sammy Sosa early on, you can scoop this card up right here. He does have 80 contact versus lefties and 86 power versus lefties. So versus lefties, he's usable, has diamond tier defense and 90 speed. There's definitely better cards out there that you can get because there's so many high rated diamonds out there early on in the game. But Sosa, you know, this is the only card that you can use for Sosa unless you get the NL collection done and get the MVP series, which, you know, if you're no money spent, might take you a while. And then the final reward you get is an 87 Justin Verlander, has 88 hit per 9, 66 K per 9, 86 walk per 9. Those numbers are okay. Again, nothing really special. And his petro repertoire is fine. So we're pretty much just doing it to collect cards. But they are core series. You can use these guys throughout the whole year. And honestly, I don't know why you would, but that is an option. So the next thing that we did is the starter conquest boards. And like I mentioned with the starter program, when you're doing those parallel XP missions or just those missions, that you can pretty much get them done while doing these conquest stuff. So we just did the batter up 1, 2, and 3. If you're new to conquest, this is a good way to get introduced to the mode and try to get an understanding of what you have to do. As far as being like a veteran player or whatnot, they're not really worth doing. You know, you're not really gaining that much. It's some extra XP and stubs, but honestly, it's not even worth the time. We just did it just to do it, but there is some extra stuff along the way. Now, batter up 3 at least gives you some additional rewards. So if anything, I would do this one. You do get a show pack. Our whole thing of approaching no money spent is always to try to get the free packs, because packs are game changers. Whether you get something good or not, it adds up in the long run. So there is a reward right there for a show pack. You also get a bad skin, which isn't anything crazy. And then there also is a hidden reward pack in here in the top right hand corner where the Yankees territory is. You can get an additional show pack. So it's worth it just for that, I guess, you know, just to get some extra packs along the way. Now, hidden packs are going to be in pretty much every conquest board. Just for a rule of thumb, you can only get the hidden reward one time. You know, after that, they are gone. And then same with all like the goals in the conquest board. So every reward you get from conquest, you only can get it one time. The next thing that we ended up doing, and this is pretty much the start of the best and most efficient way to start Diamond Dynasty, is all the moments that are available. So you jump into World Baseball Classic program. There is a good amount of moments to do. There's 35 in total. So we did all those. We got the 70 points. Now you got your first round ones. There's 20 of these. You have quarterfinals. There's 8 of these. You got semifinals. There's 4 of these. And you got championship moments. There's 3 of them. The reason that you want to do all these moments first is because you're going to get these choice packs up here, which obviously contain some diamond players. But you want to get these guys first because you have missions that you have to do with them. So while you do these moments, you get these players. You're going to take these players, put them into your lineup, and then you're going to grind other stuff like conquest or mini season. So you're kind of double dipping. Instead of starting off with conquest mode where you don't have any of these players, you get these players first, go into conquest, do whatever conquest board you're working on, get their missions done, and you'll end up getting some more progress done for whatever you're working, whether it's the World Baseball Classic program or Team Affinity. So that is probably the best way to start, is to do these moments first. I think what we're going to end up doing is, because we're already at 70 points, what do we have to get up to? We have to get up to 250. Probably the next thing we complete is the World Baseball Classic program. You know, probably for tomorrow, to be honest, we'll try to finish that off. So there is those moments right there. Again, there's 35 moments that you want to do. And then you have Team Affinity moments. So each division has 5 moments you have to do. So in total, there's 30. It's the same thing, you know, the same general idea. You want to do the moments first because you'll end up getting 2 players from each division, and you'll get a gold player. I'm pretty sure you get a diamond player. We'll open up these packs, and you're going to get those players. You put them into your lineup, and then you do their henchman missions, which is getting parallel XP, which each one of those players. So now, you know, when you're starting, if you do all, 35 moments for World Baseball Classic, do the 30 moments for Team Affinity, you'll have 12 Team Affinity guys, and then however many we end up getting from the World Baseball Classic, you have a full lineup of players that you need to use in order to do these other stuff like conquest or mini seasons. So you have 5 conquest boards to grind all these parallel XP stuff. And I probably would recommend, like for me, like I said, we're going to do the World Baseball Classic program next. So after you do all those moments, you know, pick and choose which conquest board you want to do. If you want to focus on the World Baseball Classic, do that board first. If you want to do a certain Team Affinity division, then do that conquest board. You know, the order of the conquest doesn't really matter, but I think for me personally, I'm going to do the World Baseball Classic next. And then we probably will do, actually, I don't know. It might be smart to do the Team Affinity ones next, but I also like the idea of doing the Nation of Baseball one because there is a lot of players that you can end up getting. But I guess if you're really trying to do it as efficient as possible, it would be smart to do the Team Affinity ones first, because then you'll be able to unlock some more choice packs and get those players, and then get the Nation of Baseball and finish it all off like that. So there's options when it comes to the order of which conquest boards you want to do. That's all up to you and pretty much what kind of cards you're going after. But that's not it. You have the conquest boards, and then you also have mini seasons. So there's 3 different mini seasons that you can end up doing. I personally am going to do the Mark Mulder one first, the Lefty Lucy one. Each one of these are 28 games. We'll figure out the fastest way to get these done. Last year, you pretty much could play until you were locked in. So typically you would play like 15 games. If you win all 15, you pretty much are guaranteed to make it to the playoffs, and then you can quit the other 13 games. So you don't necessarily have to play all 28 games, but there is goals for each one. If we just take a look at these, there is goals that you want to try to get done because there's show packs, there's stubs, there's XPs, there's extra bonuses and stuff. So you definitely want to look at these, look at all the goals. And again, it depends which one you want to do. You can do Lefty Loosey, you can do the classic mode, you can also do the Team Affinity one. So there's definitely options out there. And I think there's replayability with especially the Team Affinity one. I don't know if you want to keep doing the classic mode one, but I would say if you want the picture, do this one first and then do the Team Affinity one second. I don't really know if the classic mode one is really worth it. It does look like it has more rewards because that one gives you 15k XP and 12 reward packs. This one just gives you 10 reward packs, but it does give you vouchers and progress for Team Affinity. So I do think that's the best way to start. Do the moments first, then jump into conquest and mini seasons. You'll obviously be doing like showdowns too along the way to make further progress with the Team Affinity stuff, but we're gonna do the World Baseball Classic stuff next. Now, as far as like the big program goes, you know, the XP reward path, I'm not putting a major focus to this. You know, we're obviously playing what we have to do, and whatever we end up getting XP wise, we end up getting. You know, I'm not like focused or hyper focused on getting XP. I'm just worried about getting the necessary content done, and then we'll go on from there. So as far as time and efficiency, I think that's the order you want to do stuff. The moments, and then jump into conquest or mini seasons, and then you can worry about other stuff. Now, another option, and this is kind of like, that's kind of 1A. 1B would be starting the Negro League storylines because you do get 9 diamonds from that. And if you want that, you know, you can end up finishing those off. I do recommend maybe doing like 1, 2, or 3 of those a day. You know, I don't know how long each one of those storylines take, but I would do one of those a day and just slowly progress into finishing that so you can get some more additional diamonds along the way. Now, really quick, some extra tips, because I saw something that I think is kind of valuable and you guys should definitely pay attention to it too. So when you're looking at collections, now I'm not really focused on collections yet. You know, I want to do all the content, get as many packs as we can. And then, you know, we'll get collections done probably later this week or start collections. But there is one collection that I would say you guys should do right away, and that's the Padres collection. The reason for is because Fernando Tatis is not on the roster yet, and when he gets on the roster, this collection is going to go up in price because he might be a 90 plus, who knows, you know, but if it's another player, that makes that pretty expensive. So I think right now the Padres collection is probably around, I think Machado's what? Machado's 40k. Padres collection might be 60k or so. So I recommend doing this first before Tatis gets added and this collection goes up in price. The other thing I recommend is the Mets. So Edwin Diaz, he's out for the season, which means his card's probably gonna move to free agency. So I don't recommend buying him, but because he's gonna go into free agency, which he should, you know, normally players that get injured, they move out of the active roster. You're gonna want to pick up Verlander because right now he's 60k, and Max Scherzer, who's also 66k. Those two I expect to go up in price. Now, I also don't know how things are gonna play out with live series collections and stuff like that, because they added so many diamonds that the market could be unpredictable. But the rule of thumb in the past, and I'm still gonna follow this until things obviously change, but the rule of thumb is if we take a look at live series collections, players that are 90 and above typically go up in price over time, and you want to get those cards done first. So DeGrom, Judge, Ohtani, and Trout, those are the big 4. Those are technically the cards you want to focus on first. So if you're flipping the market or just playing cards or get lucky and pack them, if you pack any of these 4, keep them. There's no reason to sell them. If you pack these 4 players, you keep them. Then you got your pretty much borderline 90 overalls, which could get upgraded or downgraded. But Mookie, Scherzer, Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Verlander. So again, they're on the cusp of 90, so they're a little bit more rare, but they're still pretty valuable. And I think there's going to be less roster updates this year. I think they mentioned it's every 3 weeks. I might be mistaken, but roster updates aren't going to be as common, which means, you know, these guys might hold their value a bit longer overall. but I do recommend going after these guys next because, you know, they're 90 and above. Typically, players that are 89 and below, over time, their value is going to go down because more people are packing them. They're a little bit easier to get compared to the 90s and above. So you want to focus on these high rated guys. We did end up making some successful flips. You know, I haven't really done anything crazy, but I picked up a diamond, I think, glove right there for 8K and sold it for 42. That was on release night. We kind of got lucky with that. Same with this ice cream drip. Got it for 13K, sold it for 14. Some encoder glasses. You know, I think we made like a 5K profit there, 5K profit here. So some small flips, but we pretty much went from 30K to 90K, which was pretty nice. Now, I typically don't invest or work on the market or flip, but I know how to. You know, I don't really like taking the time to do that stuff. Again, with the market, the major thing is to get that Potteries collection done first. I think that's actually very important if you're trying to manage those stubs and keep that overall collection price a little bit lower. And then we obviously have the Mets thing too, but you know, collections aren't a bad thing. We'll probably start focusing on those a little bit more towards the end of next week when we get some stuff done. But with that said, you know, we got some packs to open up. This is pretty much what we earn from just doing all the moments and those starter conquest boards. So we do have 5 show packs. I guess we finally got our Twitch drop packs that were like the off-season stuff. So we got 10 of these. We'll see if we get anything good. We got some World Baseball Classic uniforms, and then these Diamond Choice packs, Captain packs, some more packs, and the World Baseball Classic packs. So pretty much we got, what, 14 players we're going to get right here. I don't think there's no missions there. And then 12 players we'll get right there. So we'll end up getting 26 players that we're going to put right into our lineup. And then we're going to jump into Conquest, get all those missions done. And, you know, we're double dipping right there. So I guess let's just start off with these uniforms. I did open up some of these the other day too. So I'm just going to, I don't really care which ones we get. I think overall we're going to end up getting them all anyways. So it doesn't really matter. Once I get these, I'm just going to open them. But pretty much any other pack, we'll show them as we get them. I guess we'll start off with our show packs first. You know, maybe we get lucky, pack our first diamond. I don't know. You know, you never know with these, but we get a bronze player. Stanza bronze? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. He's definitely going to move up. We get another bronze Ruiz. And then let's see what we get in this next one. Silver Nelson Cruz. We actually have him. So really quick about packs, you know, every night, because it's early on, you want to go through and clear out your duplicates. You know, every night clear out your duplicates, or every other night, you know, whatever you want to do, but make sure you're clearing out your duplicates. Like right here we have 2. We're gonna make some extra stubs. That's 180, nothing crazy. But when you clear out your inventory and your duplicates, trust me, those stubs add up over time. We get Kopech right there. So not bad. We got our 10 Twitch drop packs. We'll see if there's anything good in these. We get another silver. But yeah, you definitely want to slowly work towards collections. Another thing that I like to do if you're actually trying to do collections right now and buy players, something that I normally do is for like the commons, bronze, and silvers. And don't get me wrong, this is very tedious, but I like to buy 2 or 3 of each card, and then obviously we'll keep the one we need for collection purposes to lock in. We get a gold right there, that's all right, but we'll keep the one we need for collection purposes. We'll sell the other 2, and that pretty much makes the one that we bought a little bit cheaper. You know, it's a small trick that pretty much makes your cost cheaper, and it kind of keeps your stubs at a steady number instead of always consistently going down. You know, you go down and up a little bit. But we get another gold Matt Olson. So the Twitch drop packs, decent, I guess. You know, we got a few golds out of that, nothing crazy. So now we pretty much have our choice packs, and this is an unlockable, huh? So we'll just open that up really quick. Take whatever we already got that one. We'll take whatever we got here that's new, and we'll move on to the next packs and keep that going. So now we have the AL Central. So these, I think we're gonna, well, let's see who we got. We got Hosmore, Lindor, Moncada, Polanco, and Fulmer. I always like Moncada. You know, he probably has one of my favorite swings in the game. You will end up getting all of these cards eventually, so it doesn't matter who you get or when you get it. So pick who you want. Now you get your diamond round. So this one, we got to kind of be smart because we know we have to do missions with each one of these players. So when you're making these choices, try to consider which ones will make it so you have like, you always have a position that is open. So I think because there's not that many closing pitchers, we'll start off with Greg Holland and we'll go on from there. Now the AL East, I think we'll make the easy choice and just take the Yankees. But ooh, maybe we should take another bullpen arm instead. Maybe bullpen arms is a good way to start because we'll need that eventually for conquest and stuff. But for this, Ken Giles, I think we can go away with some bullpen. I really want to try out Raul Ibanez, so we'll go with that right there. I think he could be a solid bat early on. AL West, guys, I don't even know what options we have right here. We got Gonzalez, Gallo, Reggie Jackson, Brantley, and La Stella. So we can take a starting pitcher. You know, typically starting pitchers, they have a little bit more parallel XP, but that's also because they're kind of easier to use and to get done. I like the idea of getting Chili Davis, another new hitter right there, a new legend switch hitter. Actually, for an 89 overall card, he doesn't look that bad. You know, he doesn't really have speed or anything. Napoli's a really solid starting catcher card if you want to go with that. So I think just because he's new, we're going to go Chili Davis, try him out, get that card. Now for NL Central, what do we have right here? We got Hura, Bryant, India, McGuire, and Blyleven. I think we got to go Mark McGuire, another new legend. He has crazy power numbers. So if the contact, if you don't care about the contact, this is a good starting gold card. I do think we need some starter pitchers. There's definitely some options here. So we got Woodruff, Sonny Gray, and Michael Wacha. I feel like, again, we're pretty much just using these guys for, I went 2 Cardinals, doesn't matter, but we're pretty much using these guys for conquest. So, you know, it's not really going to make or break. These guys aren't going to be, we're not using these guys in ranked seasons. We got David Wright, which we already have his other version. D. Gordon is never a bad option, but I feel like we'll go starting pitcher again, even though we've already drafted or we've already picked a good amount. There's actually all starting pitchers here too. Let's just go Dontrell. I like Dontrell, you know, always got that unique motion. So we'll go with that. NL West, I feel like we've taken enough pitchers that we should get some hitters on the squad. So Tony Gwynn, maybe we need infielders, right? We'll go, he's utility, right? Yeah, we'll go Chris Taylor for the utility option. And then maybe a Trevor Story. You know, we got to try filling out our infield a little bit. Then we got the season 1 XP path 1. I don't even know who's in this, but we do get a gold. Yeah, gold right there. I don't think there's any missions tied into these guys, at least not yet. So this one doesn't really matter who you end up taking. We're probably not even going to use these guys. I'm just going to take Josh Donaldson. And then kind of the same with the diamond. Now, I guess if you really want, you can sell these cards. I don't think it's worth selling cards that you might need. But these again are core cards. They're not really tied into collections or anything. We're going to pick up Castellanos and just hold on to him. So now we got the World Baseball Classic. This one is kind of nice because you get 2 diamonds, I believe. So because we have so many, we got 2 of these picks. I think we're going to end up getting all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we have all of these right now. So it doesn't even matter which order I pick them in. We're going to get all of them because we got the 7 packs. And that actually makes that decision a little bit easier because we don't really have to think about which ones we're picking up. Just make sure you don't get duplicates. Not that it, oh, it does matter. They are no sell. Make sure you guys don't pick duplicates, because that's going to mess everything up. And you need to have guys that are obviously not a duplicate. So again, with these, we'll be able to use these guys in conquest, get their missions done. And you know, that's the way to start off the Diamond Dynasty grind. We'll pretty much take these guys, use them in the World Baseball Conquest, because that's what we're going to do next. And we'll pretty much have that done for, I think, tomorrow. Hopefully we finish up the whole program, and then we'll kind of see where we go off to next. Probably some more conquest boards, or maybe we start off a mini season. So now we have all 14 of these guys, right? We do got all 4 of them. We didn't make any mistakes. That's good. Again, make sure when you're making those picks, you don't pick duplicates, because I don't know if you can get the other card if you pick a duplicate. I don't know if they're gonna help you out with that kind of stuff. We do have a captain pack right here. So as far as captains go, do we want to, you can sell these guys? Do we want to sell them? I don't even think it's worth even trying to sell them. They're not going for much. They're pretty much quick sell value. Now, I'm just going to go with Garrett Cole, but Bryce Harper is probably the best choice, I would say, you know, especially for a hitter. Yeah, Bryce Harper is probably the best choice, but we're going to go with the Yankee, Garrett Cole. And that's pretty much our day 2 right there. So again, pretty much after completing all those moments, I think the best thing to do is just make a whole new squad. If we can get up to that, we'll make a new squad, have it for all the grinding stuff that we're going to end up doing. And we got to build that squad now, huh? Guess we generate the squad, even though we're not trying to generate a squad. But they pretty much put all the World Baseball Classic guys that we need. We got them all on the bench too. And there's probably more players. Yeah, so there's a lot of players that we just got now that we can do their parallel XP mission, get some more progress done along the way, and just keep it moving from there. So again, I think that is the best way that you should start Diamond Dynasty, because now we have a full roster of players that we can get missions done, and it will make it that much easier, I think, in the long run to get everything else done. So quick summary. First thing you want to do, I mean, if you didn't already, you can do the starter program and those starter conquest boards. But the next thing you want to do is do all of the moments, because you'll end up getting all the players that we got right here. Now that we have all these players, we're going to do their parallel XP mission in either conquest or mini seasons. That's pretty much up to you in the order that you want to do stuff. We're going to do the World Baseball Conquest next, you know, try to get that whole program done for probably tomorrow. I think that's the general idea. And then we'll start focusing on maybe some of the team affinity stuff and the Nation of Baseball Conquest, you know, that big board right there that has, I think, 8 or 9 diamonds that you can end up getting. But you want to definitely do the moments first so you can get all these cards, and then you can pretty much focus on, you know, a couple different things, whether it's conquest, mini seasons, team affinity. That's pretty much up to you. You also have the Negro League cards as an option, which you can get up to 9 diamonds there. So I'll probably do 1 or 2 of those a day to get those cards too along the way. But that's pretty much going to do it for this one. I don't really have anything else to add. Tomorrow, like I said, we should have the World Baseball Classic program done. So once we get that done, we'll go over that, all that content, everything we get. And until the next one, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.